Why do I think WrestleMania 18 was the last WrestleMania of the Attitude Era? I feel like 17, yes, you ended with Austin's heel turn, but you were doing the last little bits of what you could of the Attitude Era, even with WCW and ECW. And you had the Austin What thing, and then you had at the end of the year Flair come in, the spring NWO come in, to where it felt like you were doing what you could with the Attitude Era into a new version. At 18, it felt like this card's amazing, and it's my favorite WrestleMania, but it's like after WrestleMania, you see Brock and Randy and Cena and Batista and Ray come in over the next couple months. The draft and the brand split. And you see Hogan in his last run. The NWO come and go. WWF become WWE. Then 03 into 04 was Steiner and Goldberg and Evolution's rise and how Randy Orton was becoming and Mick Foley's one last comeback. 04 into 05 with Brock and Goldberg and Foley and The Rock all leaving. 02 I forgot about. You did see Rock and Austin and Hogan leave. Austin walked out and Austin came back to a $250,000 fine that was reduced from $500,000. So you do have that, 02. You go back to 04, you see over that summer how JBL and Eddie, Cena was rising up, Booker T, Rene Dupree, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero were becoming. Into 05, and Evolution, how they turned on Randy and Batista would win the Rumble and turn on Triple H. To where by 21, you saw Cena walk out the WWE Champion, Batista walk out the World Heavyweight Champion, to where it felt like this WrestleMania was like the end of the transition from WrestleMania 18 to 21, to where you saw a lot of changes, and I named some of them. You see the mid-2000s and the rise of Edge, Batista, Cena, and Randy Orton. That was the beginning and the highs and lows of the Ruthless Aggression era. I would say the end of the Ruthless Aggression era, in my opinion, 24 is a good one that you could name, because you do see the fall in some of the PG era, but it felt like PG era and everything was, in fact, WrestleMania 25 was like the full effect of that. And then you see after that the Nexus and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and Rey Mysterio does get the WWE title for a moment and the pipe bomb of CM Punk. To where the PG era to me was the beginning of the downfall of wrestling, and I see why a lot of fans were like, I'm not as into it like Ruthless Aggression, even though they did lose a little bit compared to the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression, depending on how the fans felt. But let me know your thoughts. Which WrestleMania do you think was the last WrestleMania in the Attitude Era? Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts. On YouTube, feel free to check out the links in the description. Peace.